What to photograph in August 2023. Hello, PhotoPiller, Rafael the Bar here. In August, we'll enjoy 2 supermoons. Yes. Mercury will be at its greatest eastern elongation, giving us a great opportunity to view and photograph the planet. The Perseids Meteor Shower, and the good news is that the moon will be below the horizon for most of the night. Cool. Also, Saturn will be at opposition. It will be closest to Earth, giving us a great opportunity to view and photograph the planet and its rings. Of course, using a telescope. In August, we'll have 5 conjunctions of the moon with the planets, with Saturn, Jupiter, Mercury, Mars, and Saturn again. We'll also have the Crescent Moon, and of course the Milky Way and the Galactic Center. And as always, don't forget the always on for opportunities. I'm talking about sunrise, sunsets, golden hour, pull hour, star trails. Also, as always, at the end of the video, I'm gonna share with you 3 of the best photos that you submitted to the PhotoPills Awards and that we featured in July. So let your imagination fly and decide what you want to photograph. And then use PhotoPills to plan the photo you want so you can go and capture it. Okay, let's get started. Let's see some of the best photo opportunities that you can capture in August 2023. August has 2 supermoons. The first one is on August 1st and the second one is on August 31st. It's when the full moon is closest to Earth and thus appears a little bit larger than usual. For example, the 2 supermoons in August will appear to be 7.6% larger than usual. So, based on the supermoon rise and set directions, plan a cool supermoon shot. For instance, like the one I've just planned, here if you are at the wrapping position on August 31st, around 5:43 AM, and I have the wrapping in Iceland, here in the Black Beach next to Vik, you'll be able to photograph the supermoon setting aligned with the sea stacks that are 60 meters tall, 70 meters tall, sea stacks here in Vik, amazing basalt columns. And the moon will have a size, apparent size, according to the top panel in brackets, size 41.8 meters. So it's a pretty cool shot. And the shot is happening during golden hour because the elevation of the sun, as you see on the top panel, is minus 1.50 degrees, which is golden hour. So the moon will have this powerful yellow color that we love. And if you don't know how the sea stacks look at this video that Untitled recorded, I think a few days ago in the PhotoPills expedition to Iceland, and it's an amazing location. We love Iceland. By the way, if you wish to join one of our expeditions, I invite you to subscribe to the newsletter, because it's through the newsletter where we announce and sell all the spots of our expeditions. Subscribe. And if you wish to learn how to plan your supermoon moon photos, watch this video. On August 9th, Mercury will be at its greatest eastern elongation, which means that the planet will be further away from the Sun, giving us great conditions to view it and photograph it from both hemispheres. Mercury will shine in the early evening skies with magnitude of 0.41, so it's going to be visible to the naked eye. So after sunset, you'll find it low in the sky. Just look towards the direction of sunset, the thick orange line you see here on the map, and there you'll see Mercury. The Perseids Meteor Shower is peaking on the night that goes from August 12th to August 13th, or on the night that goes from August 13th to August 14th, depending on where you are on Earth. Of course, you can check the exact peak date and time with PhotoPills. And the good news is that the moon with a phase of 10% only will be below the horizon for most of the night, allowing us to enjoy the show. Yeah! And as you know, the Perseids will be visible from both hemispheres, the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere. And here on the map, the gray line is showing you where the radiant of the meteor shower is at all time. And you can go to the meteor shower panel here to see all the meteor showers details. And why is important the radiant? Well, the radiant of a meteor shower is that spot in the sky where meteors appear to originate. And some people like to frame the radiant, include the radiant in the frame, and other people like to frame away from the radiant to try to capture longer meteors. So it's important to know where the radiant is so you can decide where you want to frame. On the map you have the radiant direction represented by this gray line, and if you tap on the night AR, you'll visualize the radiant here. Where are you? Perseids radiant, here you are. And you can change the time by swiping your finger from right to left. Also you see the moon, and this way you know when the moon is rising or setting too. You see the moon is below the horizon, as you see here, and it rises late at night around 3:37 a.m. So here on the AR you have everything. You have the Polaris, you have the Perseids, and you have the moon. All you need to plan your meteor shower shot, your Perseids meteor shower shot. And if you wish to learn how to plan your meteor shower shots, you can always watch this video. The new moon is on August 16th or August 17th, depending on where you are on Earth. August is a great month to photograph diagonals of the Milky Way and the Galactic Center. And also it's a great month to photograph vertical Milky Ways. For example, in the Northern Hemisphere, and I have the red pin in white pocket, you can photograph beautiful diagonals of the Milky Way, but also completely vertical Milky Ways. And here aligning with a beautiful tree that we have there in white pocket in the US, in Arizona. An amazing spot. And when you're in the field and you want to visualize the position of the Milky Way before sunset, for example, you can also always tap on the night AR and check where the Milky Way is gonna be. And as you see here, this is the Galactic Center, and the Milky Way is completely vertical. At what time? Local time, 11:28 p.m. So cool. And here I have a little video I recorded in white pocket during the PhotoPills expedition to the Southwest US last year. As you see, the Milky Way can be completely vertical with that amazing tree. And now if we go to the Southern Hemisphere, for example, I placed the red pin near Fitzroy here. As you see, the Milky Way can be photographed pretty low in the sky, capturing a beautiful diagonal over Fitzroy, and also almost completely vertical. So in the Southern Hemisphere you have many options to photograph the Milky Way and the Galactic Center. It's pretty cool. Now let's tap on the night AR and see the position of the Galactic Center. It's spectacular how the Galactic Center is super high in the sky, not close to the horizon here. So you have the Milky Way arch, beautiful and tall in the sky. I love the Southern Hemisphere for the Milky Way. It's amazing. Oh, by the way, if you wish to learn how to plan your Milky Way shots step by step, watch this video. The days before and after the new moon are great to photograph the Crescent Moon when the moon is super thin, with a phase between 1 and 2%. So I invite you to plan it. For example, here I have the red pin in Menorca, in Artruch, and I'm trying to photograph here the super thin moon. You see the moon phase on the top panel, aligned with the Artruch lighthouse. A very nice lighthouse that we have here in Menorca, and the shot is on August 19, 2023 at 9:59 p.m. Great, and the moon will have a size of 11 meters, which is pretty big, and natural light will be, well, that's an astronomical twilight, so it's gonna be nighttime, but the lighthouse is lit at night, so it can be a good shot too. So I invite you to start brainstorming, having ideas, and planning those ideas so you capture the Crescent Moon aligned with different cool subjects. And you wish to learn how to photograph, how to plan the Crescent Moon? Watch this video. On August 27th, Saturn will be at opposition, which means that it will be at its closest approach to Earth, and that its visible phase is completely illuminated by the Sun with a magnitude of 0.41. Saturn is brighter than any other time of the year, and it will be visible throughout the night. It's actually the best time to view and photograph the planet and its rings with a telescope. At the naked eye, the Saturn will appear as a big bright dot in the sky. And remember that celestial bodies with magnitudes under 6 are visible to the naked eye. Saturn will rise in the east, not very far from the moonrise direction, the thick light blue line you see on the map. You can miss it. In August, there will be 5 moon-planet conjunctions. On August 3rd, Saturn will be pretty close to a very large moon, almost a full moon, with a phase of 97%. On August 8th, Jupiter will be in conjunction with the Moon, and the Moon will have a phase of 52%. On August 18th, the Moon will be in conjunction with Mercury, and the Moon phase will be only 2%. The Moon will be very, very thin. On August 19th, it's Mars that will be close to a very thin Moon. The Moon will have only a phase of 6%. And on August 31st, Saturn will be in conjunction with the Supermoon, the full Moon that's closest to Earth and which looks a bit larger. So we have the Supermoon and we'll have Saturn next to it. On both hemispheres, you'll find the Moon-planet conjunctions, knowing the directions of the moonrise and moonsect directions, and then just follow the thin line of the Moon to know where the Moon is, so you'll know where the conjunctions are in case you want to plan them. And now let's see some of the best photos that you submitted to the PhotoPills Awards and that we featured in July. First one is a fantastic star trail shot, including the Polaris, a natal arch, and a human figure for scale. Photo taken in Wadi Rum, Jordan, a photo by Florian Mack. The second one is a cool Moonhenge in New York, photo taken by Paige Dana. And the third one is a spectacular sunset and the beautiful flowers of the Tajinaste in Tenerife, photo taken by Stefano Pellegrini. Fantastic photos, guys. Thanks for submitting them. Now you used to learn how to plan and photograph all the events that I've shared with you in this video. I invite you to download and study well our super detailed astronomical events photography guide. I'm gonna leave a link in the description of this video and in the first comment below. Download it. And as always, if you like this video, give me a like, subscribe, and I'll see you next Wednesday in another video. And remember that you have the power to imagine, plan, and shoot legendary photos. Bye.